Hi, this is Father Tim, and I am here with one of our trustees who I will introduce in a moment. As a parish, we just celebrated our 32nd year as a community of faith with a wonderful homecoming weekend, we called it. And now we look forward to maybe 32 more years, if not more. What I and Brad would like to do today is just take a moment to invite you to consider how you might help us in a way that is important, and that is the fiscal responsibilities for our parish. And so I'm going to turn it over to Brad. Brad is a trustee, and he would like to share with you a little bit of what that might look like as we come to the end of the calendar year.
Thanks, Father Tim. Kathy and I have been parishioners here for 26 years, and our 4 kids and us, we really grew up in this parish, and it's been an important part of our lives to participate in multiple levels and in multiple things here, not only in our time and talent, but our treasures as well. And so that's something I'd like to talk to you about today. First of all, I got to go through the idea that I am not a financial professional, a licensed professional, and none of what we're going to talk about today would be considered as financial advice. So that being said, there are 2 ways that we can financially support the parish. The first category has immediate impact, and then the second would have a delayed or longer term impact on the financials for the church. The first is, this is the time of year when we have a lot of folks that are thinking about having to take their required minimum distribution from their IRAs. And that isn't always a pleasant thought for people, because that means they've got to take money out and pay taxes on it. And oftentimes in the right situation, they don't necessarily want or need that money. Yet the IRS is saying, you've got to do this, create a tax bill, and then we can go from there. They also built into the tax code an opportunity for folks that are required to take, you're not old enough for the RMDs yet, are you?
No.
I didn't think so. But in the case that you might have to, that money comes out, and if you send it directly to the church, you then have the opportunity to not claim it as taxable income. The trade-off is you don't get to claim it as a deduction on your taxes. But I think in many cases that often will give you the opportunity to get a larger benefit directly to the church. The second is taking investments that have increased in value. And I know the first thing that's going to come to your mind is, Brad, have you been watching the markets this year? Like, is that even possible? In some cases it is, in some cases it's not. If you look at it in a longer term than just this 11, 12 months of the year, most likely folks have got investments that have appreciated over the years, and they've given some of that back this year. So they would be able to sell that and then transfer it directly to the church. And but that would be a question of having to talk to their financial professionals and their tax people, is how that can go directly here without creating any tax liability. So those are the 2 immediate ways where we can look at taking required distributions from your IRA directly to the church, and then if there's capital gains in investments that you have. And in some cases, just as an aside, you can take some that have gains and some that have losses, sell them at the same time, and then there's no taxable event. They call that harvesting. The second opportunity for folks, that's a little more longer term, and that's a part of a person's estate plan. So when they're planning and looking down the road at their passing, the easiest way to put it is then they have their will, their trust, whatever the estate plan, those documents say, the money would be directed directly to the church, either in the form of cash or in the form of an investment, as it was when they owned it. Then you are positioned as an investor to directly contribute to the church. We get the financial benefit, and then that money would not be included as a part of the estate. There wouldn't be any tax consequences. Potentially, there are always qualifiers when you start looking at not having to pay taxes on money. So that would require a conversation with an estate planning attorney to put together a will or a trust, depending upon how much control you as an individual want on your assets when you pass and the estate is being settled. So we can look at immediate gratification, immediate impact on the church through required distributions and through transferring appreciated investments to the church. And then the second has a longer term impact, and that would be putting an estate plan together. So those are the basic two categories for folks to consider. But again, if it's something that's going to look or sounds appealing to you, you would want to talk to your tax professional and an investment individual to make sure that those meet your situation the best. Okay?
So thank you, Brad, for that. And I have to be honest, I am of that age where I have to take out from my IRA. Didn't want to make you think, is he that old already? And I have done what Brad has done. I have had to take a certain amount out and have made the decision that there are two charities that I have decided that I would like to contribute to as we come to the end of the year. Now, setting aside all of that, which is the financial part, I'd like to really let you know that what it is that we contribute financially is really about the ministries in the parish and how to keep those ministries going as we have for 32 years. And a lot of those are new as we move forward. And a lot of them, if not all of them, reflect our parish mission statement: to love, to serve, to be hope. A few of those. The young people in our Faith Formation program have done two things. One, they invited people to bring supplies that would be part of what are called blessing bags. Then these bags were taken with a note that was written in them, with them in their cars, and as they come up to that corner where often you might see an individual seated or standing, asking for some particular need, these blessing bags are the supplies that might help them to just continue to live maybe as they're living outside. The other one is another group of Faith Formation young people who put together items that go to a particular house where young people are coming out of sex trafficking and trying to make a better life for them. One of the other things that has been new in the community of St. Thomas Becket for the last 2 years is our giving garden. It's a garden in which we are growing organic produce, and that fresh produce is then given to the open door so that when people come who are in need, they are given some of that fresh produce. And then the other one that I would like to mention is the number of people who step forward to help with funeral lunches. At a time of people's grief, it's one of the last things that they want to worry about is how do we nourish the people who come to this funeral? And so people have stepped up to help in various ways. And so what it is that you financially contribute, help us to continue to love, to serve, and to be hope. And so whatever you are able to do, I am grateful. I am thankful to you for that. And with that, wish you a blessed and a holy Christmas season. Hope to see you in church. Take care.